Christian, this is the introduction to the 411, or at least the expanded version of that. So what I need you to do, there's a couple of moving parts, but I think you can handle it. It's pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is I have two sheets of paper. This sheet is going to represent the whiteboard. Okay, so just bear with me. This will make sense. So you're going to go out to the whiteboard and you're going to introduce the 411. And the first thing I want you to do is I just want you to put a line on the board like this. And these two lines are going to represent what you're going to do here in just a second. Is you're going to ask everyone to get a sheet of paper and you're going to ask them to fold it just like this. All right. This is on the board. Let's just leave that up there. And you're going to, hey, okay, everyone get a 8 by 11 sheet of paper and fold it like this, almost like a Hallmark card or they say hamburger style. And so, anyway, this sheet of paper is the front of this, if that makes any sense. And so it will in just a second. So the first thing you're going to do is on the board is you're going to write a line right across the top, just like that. And that's going to look like right here on this sheet of paper. And you got to do this because I don't know, you have to do it, but it works best. Um, to do it this way. Okay, here we go. So the first thing you're going to do on the board is you're going to write first lesson of discipleship at the top here. Okay, just like that. First lesson of discipleship. Hope you can see that. And then underneath it, I want you to write the verse Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 through 20, just like that. And so as you're writing this, they're writing that on their sheet of paper. All right. So we're going to come back to that in just a second. So you're going to have them read it and they're going to read that with their buddy because they're buddied up at this point, and that should take all of about 25 seconds, if that. Okay. So they read it and then you ask the question, what do you see as the main thrust of these 4 or 5 verses? What is the main thrust? And so you're going to hear a bunch of stuff, and what you want to hear is essentially go make disciples. And so you're going to write that right there. That's the main thrust of this passage is go and make disciples. All right. So far, so good. Pretty simple. So after you hear that and you write that, people are writing, you're writing that, they're writing this. And then right above that, I want you to put 98%, just circle it, just like that. All right. And so the reason we put 98% there is because 98% of Christians in the North American context, according to Pew, Barna, Lifeway, it's somewhere north of 95%. I go 98%. 98% of Christians in the North American context, by their own admission, will never go and share the gospel with one lost person in their whole life. And they will never make one disciple of another person. So 98% of Christians in North American context will never go share the gospel or make a disciple of somebody. So at this point, you stop and you say, all right, with your buddy, take it from the top. This is the first lesson of discipleship, Matthew 18 through 20. In there, the crux of that, or the gist of the main takeaway is go make disciples. And that in the North American context, we have a 98% failure rate at sharing the gospel and making disciples. Go back and forth and share that with your buddy. Go back. Don't analyze it. Don't try to evaluate that. Just do exactly what I just did, and and give them time to do that. That should take about 45 seconds, give or take, just as the chatter starts to break down. All right, then you come back and you go, all right, the $1 million question or questions is, why do we have such a high failure rate at Christ's final command? And what at this point I want you to do on this, which is going to be replicating this, I want you to write the words, it's because people are unwilling. I should write unwilling or unable to answer four simple questions. The first question is, why should I share the gospel? Right? Why should I do that? All right, that's the first question. The next question, you're going to open your booklet. You're going to open your booklet and you're going to write inside. The next question we need to answer is who? Who do we share the gospel? That's why you're going to have this piece of paper. And if it helps on the board, you can write why just on the board. You can write why, who right there. All right. Hey, Nave. Can you keep it down? Can you keep it down, Nave? I'm trying to record here. Who? All right. So the next question we have to answer is who do I share the gospel with? First question is why. The next question is what? What do I say to begin to start to share the gospel with people? All right, that's that. And so you can put that right here if that helps. And the reason you have this sheet of paper here is because they have to see it, right? That's why you're keeping it right next to you on the podium. And the last question we have to answer is when will I share the gospel? And so those are the four questions. People are unwilling or unable to answer four simple questions. Why should I do it? Who do I start with? What do I say? And when do I do it? We essentially call this tool the 4-1-1. Four questions on one sheet of paper. And at the training, we're going to do it in one session. Okay. So now with your buddy, what I want you to do is the reason we have such a high failure rate in the church is we're unwilling or unable to answer four simple questions. Why should I share the gospel and make disciples? Who do I start with? Like, where are these people? They have a red X on the right. Where are they? What do I say to begin the process? And lastly, when will I do it? All right. Now go back and forth with your buddy and do exactly what I just did with your buddy. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions with that.